This is a shout out to all the preacher's kids in the world.
Yes.
Today, I'm going to be talking about all of the pros and cons to being a pastor's kid. There are plenty of pros. Hear me out here though, there's a really, really big con. We are always being used in his sermon. We can't get away with anything.
Well, that's why your sister got me this amazing shirt right here. But for you, it's a con. For her, for them, it's a con. But for any other preacher out there, you know for a fact that it is a perk of being a dad and a preacher. There's got to be some perks, and that's one of them. I'm just saying.
Y'all, it got so bad that one time my sister looked at it and said, "Dad, why can't you look at things and find ways to make money instead of looking at things and finding ways to put it into your sermon?"
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, come on, think about it. Don't you remember when you got into the Desitin?
No.
When you were little, and you remember what all we went through with that? Let's talk about that. Oh, but wait, before we talk about that, let's talk about the Fudge round and how I was able to use that in a sermon illustration. You know, because like the Fudge round, when I came in from work one day, and she was actually, I come in and there's I didn't know what it was. I mean, it's a fudge round. I figured it out, but we didn't know for sure right at the beginning whether it was or not. And you know, there's a lot of things that could have been. Just saying, you know, if you don't know it's a fudge round and you got something really brown in the floor. And so there it is in the floor, and there's tracks, and it's on the cabinets, and then I go in the living room, and she's sitting in front of the TV, and she's got it on the TV, she's got it in her hair, and she's still eating on some fudge round, and I'm like, what in the world? So I used her in a sermon to basically say this is what it looked like when Jesus fed the 5,000. Because if you want anybody to be able to manage anything and to bless things and make them into bigger than what they are, give it to Emery here, because she can sure do it. But wait, let's talk about the Desitin, because that's an amazing story. Everybody should hear that one. The Desitin, what were you, 2,
I was
3?
Like 2 or 3.
Okay,
yeah.
She was out of a crib.
I was little.
By now, everything else.
Little.
We were getting ready to go to church one Sunday night, and everybody was ready to go, and they'll say, "Where is Emery?" And I walk in to find her in a room with the door shut with Desitin, people. You know what this is like. And she had emptied the tube all over her body, in her hair, all over her face. She had stripped herself completely naked, and she had this Desitin. And so that's a crazy story, and it took us days and days and days to get it. Oh, you just don't wipe this stuff off.
My hair and everything.
Everything. I mean, it was crazy. So we still managed to make it to church that Sunday night, but it took us like a week or so to get it out of her hair and everything else. So this is a huge shout out from the preacher to all the preacher's kids to say thank you for all the sermon material that you've given us over the years. You may think it's a con, but I think it's a pro, and I bet you anything that your preacher probably thinks it's a pro as well. So, but nonetheless, we love you guys. We respect you greatly, and we hope that you don't fall victim anytime soon to being in somebody's sermon.